The Minories is Colchester's oldest art gallery. It was established in 1956 and it's owned by the Victor Batelet Foundation. So it's been run by lots of different people over the years, most recently by a charity that I'm employed by, which is called We Are The Minories. Alongside doing lots of different exhibitions, we also run lots of events. We do projects in and with groups from our local community. We also have a cafe that's run by a community cooperative. We've got a garden, a beautiful garden, and we also host several tenants: the British Origami Society, the East Anglian Folklore Centre, and Creative Co-op, who are a graphic design organisation. We're also free to enter, so we kind of are really passionate about welcoming people from all groups in our community into our building. So our values are very much around community, very much around kind of inclusion, around diversity, around kind of the environment is a really big value for us as well. I kind of feel like because we're kind of the custodians of this historic building, we kind of have a responsibility to the people who live in our local area to kind of invite them in and allow them to use the space. This gallery has kind of traditionally been a space for people of a certain background, perhaps. And I think what we're really passionate about now is trying to actually open out that opportunity for other groups to use the space as well. It's hugely important to talk about mental health, and at the Minories we've always seen the link between kind of for us, like artistic activity and the effect that it can have on mental health. So since the charity's been working here, we've actually worked with quite a few groups. The first that we worked with was a group of people that have been in mental health inpatient care. So we ran a course with them afterwards. They were still in kind of like a halfway situation where they were supported by staff in a place where they could come and go freely, but many of them actually hadn't left that facility for quite some time. So we were able to go in and deliver art sessions with them, and then eventually they came here and then they had an exhibition. And over that time, the aim was to kind of build confidence and then reintegrating into society. So that was kind of the first thing that we did, and then we've done a couple of other things. We've worked with Open Road, which is an organisation which works with people who are in recovery from drug or alcohol addiction, and it's based right next door to our building. And we've run a collaborative 10-week art course with them, where I've been working with men and women who have lived experience of addiction, and helping them to use art as a way to express their feelings. And that was, hugely successful, and we're now looking to do more of that. We've also collaborated with a local organisation called Health Watch, and particularly with their trauma ambassador group, a group of people who have lived experience of trauma, and to put on an exhibition here, which was, hugely well received, and it had, I think up to 100 people in that exhibition, and it felt extremely important. And that was something that that was the first time they'd done something like that. But we're kind of moving forward to doing it again. So there's obviously a link between, creativity and health and well-being, and mental health is no different from that. So now, at the moment, we're also hosting an organisation called Boys and Men, who work predominantly with refugees and asylum seekers from kind of diverse backgrounds, and they do lots of different things. They do, computer classes, English classes, and here they do art classes. But I think what is important about that organisation is they're providing boys and men who are in a very isolated situation with somewhere safe to go and see the same people and feel that they're part of something bigger than the problem that they're facing currently. So, you know, we're very interested in being part of something like Fragile Strength, which is kind of drawing attention to those issues. And we can see that, you know, we're just a small part in that whole story, and that's why it's so good that there's other organisations involved in this. I think it feels like the next logical step for us as an organisation to be involved in this project. So when I heard about the Fragile Strength project from Artlune, I was really interested because, as I mentioned earlier, you know, I kind of know about the problems facing men in this country, but actually what I didn't know and what I discussed with Vikas is that actually that, you know, that problem is pretty much worldwide, and actually sometimes it's even exacerbated in certain cultures, and it seems that that's the case in the South Asian community. And I think this project is really interesting and important because it's trying to actually dig into that. Why is that the case, and how can we kind of make people feel more comfortable in opening up? So you know, there's an exhibition happening here which will feature works by a lot of South Asian artists that make work about mental health and their own kind of struggles and problems that they're going through. But what's interesting about this project is that there's a kind of academic element as well. So there's an element based with the University of Essex where they're looking at, you know, they're actually trying to gather data so we can actually get a view of what is happening within our community here, and actually use like a fact-based approach to actually try and address those problems within the events programme and with the workshops as well. The exhibition at the Minories is taking place from the 21st of June to the 27th of July. So it'd be really great if as many people as can would come and just have a look at what's going on. There'll be lots of interesting events also happening in that same period. So if you were to kind of follow our website or join our mailing list, then or follow us or Artlune on social media, you'll be able to kind of see what is happening and take part in those exciting kind of events and exhibition.